this one is going to be back on UPS. Since I'm still fairly newer at UPS, I don't know if people consider still me new now since I got put experience in now. I just hit my 10-month mark, but I know I got some UPS people that do watch my videos, and one question that I do have is how often do supervisors get moved from one outbound to another, or stuff like that? Because I just found out this past Monday, that my current supervisor is getting moved, and that I'm getting a new one starting next week. Um, since I haven't been with UPS very long, I don't know how many supervisors we go through, but so far, since I started in September of last year, I've gone through 5 supervisors already. Um, this would be my second full-time supervisor that I'm getting, and I've gone through 4 part-timers already. Um, so yeah, so with that being said, I don't know how this new guy is that we're getting. He seems to be pretty laid back and chill from what I've heard, because he's coming from primary. Um, and he's never worked the outbound before, so him coming to the outbound 5 where I'm at is going to be a whole learning experience for him, and he's never worked the outbound before. Then yeah, I've also been binge watching Chicago Med, Chicago PD, and Chicago Fire, and I'm already on season 13 of Chicago Fire, season 12 of Chicago PD, and I'm finishing up season 9 of Chicago Med. Then I'm gonna start season 10 after a few more episodes of it. Um, so I'm also still on my second job hunt, because even with UPS, the hours are only like between 25 and 30 hours a week, and with that being said, I need another, like a pick-me-up job to try to make a little extra money on the side to pay for other expenses. Um, close that out. Hold on here. Yeah, I can't believe it's already July. We're like halfway through July already, like July 13th, and then in a couple more weeks, in about 3 more weeks, we'll be into August already. It's like time's just fucking flying. Um, okay, no. Also, I've been taking recommendations on my videos, because I have not just this YouTube channel, but I got another one called Rusty the King, and I've been taking recommendations on both my channels. So for my for my other YouTube channel, I've gotten 3 recommendations already for videos to put out. Somebody wants me to put up something about the sirens, which is a Greek mythology thing. Um, I did a video about Jesus and God on my other YouTube channel. The invisible fairy people that live in the sky. Um, so my next video is to talk about either Satan or the devil, because you can't talk about Jesus or God without bringing up the devil, like the Bible does. Um, but that's another thing. So with UPS, getting a new supervisor, supervisors, from what I've been hearing, get switched all the time. I don't particularly know how long they stay in each and every outbound, but I guess we'll figure out how long this one guy stays in my outbound as a supervisor before moving him again. Yeah, but it's been 10 months already since I've been at UPS. It's like it's time just flown. So pretty soon we'll be in the next couple in about another couple months it'll be my 1 year mark of working at UPS, and then in October my 1 week vacation, and then back to it, and then back to work. And then my college classes are starting back up in August, so I'm gonna be a busy guy doing college classes, doing my YouTube videos, shit like that. Hmm. Let's check something on my Yeah, now UPS made this thing mandatory now. They got this MFA, which is multi-factor authentication. So if you want to check your pay or check like your hours for the week, you got to have a multi-factor identification, whether it be on your phone or computer. Um, let's see if I can get in here. Oh, this might be it here. UPSers login. Hmm. Do a text. Yeah, that should be good there. Okay. We're gonna skip that for now. So here, you can check your portal where it says My Time, view your current paycheck, UPS University, benefit resources, retiree resource center, submit sales lead. Let's check My Time. That tells me how many. That tells you that's an estimated of what my check will be for next week. You can do pending. This is the one that might be pending. Yeah, so right here. This will be the gross pay, 561 of what I made for last week. That's all for my hours. Now, so after taxes, my check might be 400 something, which isn't bad, but not great either. Um, it varies. Eventually, when your raise goes in, so once the raise goes in, you'll get some money. I don't know what the raise will be yet because I haven't seen that yet. Um, I had to go talk to So the 19th, so the one for the 19th isn't showing yet because that hasn't started yet. I had to talk to So UPS, depending on how you have it done, UPS pays every Friday in paper checks. Unless you have direct deposit, you could get your check on Thursday. The last couple of weeks, I got paid on a Wednesday, and um, and I can understand last week was the 4th of July weekend, and I'm thinking, okay, 4th of July weekend, because it was that Friday, that I can understand getting paid a day or two early. But to get paid the last 2 weeks on a Wednesday, I think my bank did a screw up. I'm not going to complain. Um, but the last 2 weeks, my bank paid me on a Wednesday, so I'm like, okay, fine. I'm like, I'm not going to complain if it's on a Wednesday. It's 2 days early. Um, but I did find out something. I was talking to one of the ladies on the bus that I take to get to and from work, and she had to stop in the training office. So every year, UPS forces people to watch training videos for different things, like hazmat videos or whatever. Um, and the lady showed me that there's an elevator inside UPS, which I didn't know there was an elevator. Um, so we rode up on the elevator, but the elevator is in an area that people can't really see, so nobody knows it's there. Um, so just that's just how it is. It's like you'll find out a lot of shit about UPS depending on the location that you're at. Why is this even? I don't need that. Fuck is T-Force. Close that out. Yeah, okay. I do go back to my doctor in about a month from now, but obviously, I gotta fast for that day, so no eating, no drinking before going to bed. But eventually, more than likely, I'll eat something after I get out of there. Yeah, because the way they kind of changed this, it's a different thing. Okay. Yeah, they kind of switched this now to the way it looks. So here, online especially, the way they look at it's kind of different. I haven't been able to look at it on the way on my phone. So starting pay for new package handlers is 21 an hour at UPS, but if you go into overtime, you get time and a half, or double time on the holidays, depending on which holiday you come into work. Um, so like double time would be like Martin Luther King Day, Memorial Day, um, the Black Friday, and whatever. You'll get double time for those holidays. This past week, I got like 4 days of overtime, which is how my check was going to be so high for next week because I got like 4 days of overtime, um, which at time and a half will be $31.50 an hour. This shows I worked 20 hours. Now they have it. Now they have it on this, like, and they didn't have it before. Um, okay, so it shows here they've taken out about $4,000 in taxes this year alone, on top of the union dues. That's what kills people too, is the union fees. Um, okay, right here they're taking out $3,287 in taxes, and that's not even including the remainder of August, September, October, November, December before we get our tax forms for next year. Um, yeah, that is a lot. Damn, I'm like, man, fucking kill you on these taxes shit, and especially with the union fees. Um, I chose direct deposit because I don't like the idea of a paper check. Um, Paper checks are too easy to lose. Okay, let's go to explanation here. The thing I like about UPS is that they pay every week. That's the best thing you could ever ask for because I like being paid every week. I do not like being paid every two. I've done jobs like that where you had the budget, you had to budget your thing, and it was a pain in the ass. Oh wow, this actually gives you a breakdown here. So with UPS here, um, so my compensation for this year is that I brought in $11,000 already, and that doesn't include what I gotta work. So right here, my earnings for this year was a little over $10,000. Um, that's my earnings, 91 percentage. You also have your option week, double time. I've done a couple. I did 2 holidays this year that had double time. That's where the 280 comes in. Option week, because I've taken my option week. That's 105. Overtime was 389, but regular pay is 9,390. 9,364. I'm not sure how you break this down. Employer pay taxes 965. Got 42 for the Fed something. FICA 628. I'm not sure what all this even means particularly. But yeah. And also UPS has their own little shopping thing on the market where you could shop for stuff online for them. I haven't really bothered to look and see what they had. But you get discounts on travel, discounts on tickets for like movies and whatever. Could be theme parks. Look for the best time to buy them because let's see here what we got. You got movie theater tickets, live event tickets, other tickets, sporting events, theme parks and attractions. Six Flags. Okay, here's one that's a good one right now. Top offer right now is Six Flags, where you get 73% off on your ticket. Allow. I wouldn't mind going back to Six Flags again. Which one is this one? Okay, so this one is for the one that's closing down in Maryland. Okay, so we got Six Flags Parks. You got the one on the one that's closest to me is the one in Gurnee, Illinois. Even though that'd still be a pretty far drive. So today, now these ticket prices will usually be higher, but you see, there's one called Frontier for $38.81. This one is Six Flags Lake Darien for $38. The one in Bowie, Maryland is $32.64. This one says Six Flags Discovery Kingdom one-day ticket, $38. The one for Texas is $44. The one Six Flags Great America one-day ticket, that's for $62 or $61.30. Like I said, I used to love going to theme parks. Now some of these are gonna be closing. I think the Six Flags Great America one, that might be the one in Gurnee, but let me see. Let me see if this is the one in Gurnee. Okay, does not say, but yeah, I think the Six Flags Great America is the one in Gurnee. They do the Fright Fest there every year, and I've never been to the Fright Fest. Oh yeah, this is the one in Gurnee. Okay, right here. Yep, I've been to that one before, but never gone to the Fright Fest. I would love to go for the Fright Fest alone. But yeah. And then you also get discounts on traveling if you're ever traveling from one state to another. One of the things I do want to go on is a cruise. They do got cruise rentals here. You also got car and truck rentals. Cruises, if you ever decide to go on a cruise, you can get cash back. Right here, you got 3% cashback on Norwegian, 3% cashback on Azamara. The tripinsurance.com, you can get up to 40% cash, and up to 40% off. Yeah, like I said, I've never been on a cruise, so that would be something I would have to save money up for, so I can try. Okay. So but yeah, I've also been researching haunted areas too because I want to coordinate some of that stuff in because I want to debunk a lot of these haunted places. Um, let's see if there's anything. Um, let's see what we got here. Yeah, these are places that Willow Springs has a ballroom called Willowbrook Ballroom. They're claiming that's haunted. These are places I would actually like to hit up once I start getting some money rolling in. Irish Legend is a thing down the street. It's a bar down the street. They're claiming it's haunted. Um, I do not want this. The Irish Legend was formerly a speakeasy. Obviously Al Capone used to be over here a lot. Yep, so this actually interests me right here. Okay. Yeah, technically, if you ever go into these haunted places, you gotta get permission to do so. These right here, these little spots right here are all places that are considered to be haunted within the Willow Springs and Chicagoland area. Um, you got Archer Wood Cemetery. I would have to look this up. I'm not sure where that's at. Okay, this is in Hickory Hills, okay. Okay, so that'll be a place to check out. Hickory Hills is not that far from me. And then you got Willowbrook, Willowbrook Ballroom, Irish Legend. This one's in Justice. That's the next town over for me. Burr Ridge is pretty close too. Maple Lake, I'm not sure. This is in Lamont, so that's pretty close also. St. Mary's Cemetery at the Monk's Castle. Burr one's pretty close too. Yeah, cemeteries also happen to be on the list a lot for haunted places because for some reason ghosts are drawn to the cemeteries. This one I checked out last week, Bachelor's Grove Cemetery in Midlothian. Didn't really catch anything, but if you saw my last video, you could see all the pictures I've taken. You can also check that out on my YouTube. Midlothian Turnpike's another one. So yeah, like I said, getting back to UPS, new supervisors coming in. My old supervisor was a guy named John. They're moving him at the end of next week, and then this guy Alex is being brought in. Alex is a new guy. He's not new to UPS, but he's newer to the outbound. He's never worked the outbound before. But he's gonna have to learn eventually how to work it, and stuff like that. So I haven't figured out like how I've been hearing different theories about like how often they move managers and supervisors. Supposedly the supervisor that I have now, John, has been in the outbound for 9 years. That's very long for a supervisor to be in one outbound before they move him. So this is going to be a change for him. He's moving over to primary, and then Alex is coming from primary down here to the outbound 5. So it's like a whole different thing. So for the people that do watch my videos on UPS, I don't know how often you guys have gotten your supervisors, but then we also had one supervisor in my area that just quit. I don't think I didn't, so I'm not sure why, but sometimes the job becomes depressing on people. Eventually I'm due for a haircut too. I need to get my haircut eventually if I'm looking for other jobs. And this is already dangling in my hair. I haven't had a haircut in almost a year. So that's something I'm going to have to add to my list, is getting a haircut. Yeah, I didn't want to drag up too much of people's time, but if you guys do comment on the video, let me know how often you guys get supervisors and what your and if you like any of the supervisors that you guys had. Then we'll go from there.